Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Ladies, let me know, how is the sound? Let me know if the music is too loud, guys. And remember, we are on all four platforms. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Okay, so music and tarot tonight. Free pick a card readings, guys. You get to pick the subject, you get to pick the card. Makes it super easy for me, right? All right, so TikTok looks good. YouTube looks good. Facebook looks good. I'm loving it. Ooh, Sherry says bit of a sound back. What's that mean? I had to swap it over from headset to default. Nama comes in. Sandra joining us on TikTok. Welcome. I better open my Twitch, guys. I'm the only one on the Twitch. All right, I got Twitch open. I'm totally gonna take it easy tonight. Like, I'm not going super fast, so that I can go back and forth through all the platforms. But we do have moderators everywhere tonight. Welcome, ladies. It's so nice to see you, ladies. All right. Vanessa already knows she wants 1 and 3. Sherry says sound is good. Yes, I'm so glad Nama was able to get up for us. I always feel bad. It's middle of the night over there, y'all. It's middle of the night. You have to pick 2 numbers tonight, guys. This is how we're going to do it. So there's 3 subjects, right? Love, career, spiritual growth. And then, oh, we missed you too, Sherry. And then after you pick your subject, you pick a card. So then you have to pick card 1, 2, and 3. And guys, I'm going to let you know, we have different video over on TikTok. We actually have camera over there tonight. I had to use my laptop camera, but I blew it up, and it's not the best over there, but you'll be able to see what cards they are. So I feel like that'll be pretty cool. And hopefully TikTok will not give us the violation. I did use an overlay over there, telling everybody what we're doing. Pop culture pasture. But you know what I mean? I'm hoping that we don't get in trouble for that. It's like every time I use a video over there on TikTok, they give me some type of violation. So I don't know. Hopefully today they'll be nice. We have picture, and hopefully you'll be able to see the cards. It's not the best. I'm gonna work on the camera, guys. I'm gonna work on getting the second camera, so that we can be over on TikTok with just a clear picture as we have over on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So, guys, please remember we are multi streaming. We're everywhere. Sandra is joining me over on TikTok. I see people coming in. Heather, Journey with Marie, welcome. 537 West. Is that your address? No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So that's what we're doing tonight. Carson, my grandson, is at my door. He's mad that I've decided to do a live tonight. Supposed to be spending time with Nana. So if y'all hear him in the background, he's just saying hello. I got a playlist going. I picked some random songs to play tonight. We never get to play music, guys, because normally when they're monetized, especially like on YouTube. You know, we get in trouble for playing music in the background, so it's really hard to read tarot without music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much calmer and nicer. It just puts you in a better energy, I think, when you can have music in the background. How's the sound over there, Sandra? Is it okay? I'm like right up next to the laptop, so I'm hoping that it won't be, you know, too much of a struggle. Oh, I see your roses. I love you. Thank you. It's so cool when I can actually see on the platform and see like all the stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, let me get video over here. So we should have picture everywhere now. TikTok says encourage your viewers to share your live with more friends. All right, so everybody see what we're doing tonight. Should we do a real quick collective and see how everybody's feeling first? I think we should. Tonight I'm doing these free readings, guys, and then tomorrow night we have love and astrology, where we're going to talk about the astrology for the last week of July. I'm not going to do the August transits until next week, so if you guys were wondering about that, we have some pretty special energy coming in this week, especially if you just happen to be single out there in the world. The astrology is very much shining a spotlight on the singles this week. So that's what we're going to focus on. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And then I'll do a much more extensive reading for the collective. Dina coming in on YouTube. Welcome. How is it, guys? How's everybody feeling? Let's do a real quick check-in. You're flying out. That's a good sign. All right, so cornucopia, door to value, caring connection. We have the world card on the bottom. That's giving some Saturn energy. How many of you guys feel like you're kind of like coming into alignment? You're surrendering to your journey a little easier. Self-discipline is coming a lot easier, it seems like, to everyone. That is going to be Saturn in Aries, right? But for the masculine energy, it talks about caring connection. Caring connection is a card that talks about a relationship that grew into something that was much more, it wasn't expected, right? And cornucopia coming out for the feminine energy. This is about divine wishes being granted. I think it's mostly for divine feminine. It's this energy of gratitude. Like we're all really, I don't know, it's like it's easier to find gratitude. How many of you are experiencing moments where like all of a sudden you're super grateful for stuff and you didn't even realize that you even needed to be grateful for it? You know what I'm trying to say? So a lot of that happening for divine feminine. And door to value is in the bridging energy. I do feel that as we bring the masculine and the feminine energy into union, right? As we balance those energies out within ourselves, and as the energies come into union as a whole, I feel like we're definitely starting to see the value of our spiritual awakening. Does that make sense? What are you, haha and Nama? Was it the divine masculine energy? Yeah. Sandra says TikTok video is showing faster to me than YouTube. That's weird, right? It just might mean that YouTube has a slight delay. I was gonna make a joke and say I hit the button for the TikTok live first, but we're live. It doesn't matter. YouTube does tend to have a little delay sometimes. So, how's Facebook? Facebook still doing okay, Vanessa? Yes, ma'am. I I knew when I seen it. User 615-233-4319. I love those. Those are my favorite. Okay, so let's pull a quick guidance card for the collective before we get started, guys. All right, two cards come out. Oh, wrong. Three cards come out. So the patience card comes out. It says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So a lot of us learning about divine timing right now, right? Gratitude is here. I was just talking about that, right? I'm thankful for this life and the opportunity that it presents. And the humor card is here. And I'm just going to let you guys know whenever I see the humor card, it's this energy of um, like needing to lighten the mood, laugh at yourself, so to speak, right? It says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So I feel like Spirit could be saying for the collective that we're learning not to make things so heavy, right? Vanessa says, Facebook is coming out great. Yes, guys, we are doing some free pick a card readings tonight. You get to pick the subject and you get to pick the card. All right, so the message I'm getting for the collective is very collective. Haha. It just means we're all kind of experiencing the same energies, but I do feel that we're coming into some type of balance, some type of alignment. And that could mean a lot of different things for everybody. For me, I think it has something to do with like seeing what triggers me and then how I respond to those triggers instead of just letting like the old Rosa react however crazily she was going to react to those triggers. You know what I'm trying to say? So it definitely feels like I'm just able to handle them and process them different, right? Vanessa says her moon sign is Taurus. I wondered if anybody was going to tell me. I have a funny story about my moon sign. I didn't know my birth time for the longest time. And I know that people say you don't need your birthday to do your birth chart. And that's true to like a certain limit. You can find out basic things, right? But when you start working with the degrees and you have different placements at critical degrees, like at the beginning or the end of a sign, at the cusp of two signs, right? Then the time it comes into play because that's when those degrees become very important. I used to think that I had a Capricorn moon sign. I thought that for the longest time. But it was at the cusp, so I knew that once I learned the time, it was possible that it would, swap over to Sagittarius, which I thought made more sense to me. But yeah, that's what happened. So I have a Sagittarius moon. My purpose, though, of putting, what's your moon sign is how many people do you think are going to say they don't know, right? Sadly, people think that just their sun sign is all they need to know, and then they wonder how come they feel like they're missing pieces, you know what I mean? Puzzle pieces. And well, it's because it's so much more than just your sun sign, right? Divine timing, I love it. 3 and 3, spiritual growth, and card number 3. All right, so I'm just gonna pick them randomly. It's not gonna be like any specific order, okay? Divine timing was the first one in the chat. So I'm gonna do hers first. Divine Timing says she's a Taurus moon. That's pretty cool. That's true. Two Taurus moons. That's going to be significant. My sun sign is right at the cusp of Aries and Taurus. Yes, Dina. Tonight we're doing pick a card readings. Pick a card reading. So I'm fixing to use divine timing as an example. So you'll see there are three, and it doesn't matter where you're watching because I use the same layover. But if you're on TikTok or if you're on Facebook or YouTube or even Twitch, you'll see that there are three categories, three subjects. So love, career, and spiritual growth. And then I'm going to lay out, after I shuffle, I'm going to lay out three cards. And your second number is what card you're picking. So you're picking the subject and the card. That's why you got to have two numbers. Oh, I don't know. Divine Timing, what's your sun sign? No way. Divine Timing, also a Capricorn sun. Oh, moon rising, Taurus rising. Capricorn sun and moon and Taurus rising. Look at me. I'll stop stuttering eventually. TikTok, Sandra says she's Libra moon. All right, here we go. So divine timing has picked spiritual growth. All right, so here's card one. Here's card two. And here's card three. Bottom of the deck, we have the contract card. All right, divine timing. Are you ready? Said had to go check. I understand. I have to keep mine on my phone. And I study all y'all, so it's like I get mine confused and I have to keep going back to check. All right, so spiritual growth. Let's see what spirit wants to say to divine timing. Oh, we have the temple path. That is so perfect. Okay, so divine timing. The temple path says that you may be feeling like a little confused. You may be feeling like you're lost or you're not on the right path, something like that. And the card actually says that your soul chose this path. So you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So if you were questioning, like, did I make a mistake? Did I cause a delay? You're exactly where you're supposed to be. If you're thinking that something's taking too long to get here, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. All right, Seven of Pentacles. It's the Patience card. It says you have to wait a little longer. But I want to point out, Seven of Pentacles also is that card that says that you have already brought something to some type of fruition. So like if you're trying to manifest something and you're waiting for it and spirit's saying like it's not here yet, it's not time, the Seven of Pentacles actually says that there could be, like if this was the a fruit tree that you had planted, like some of the fruit could be ready to pick. Of course, the message is like you don't want to over harvest at this time, so you don't want to take too much, but something could be ready. Ten of Pentacles is on the bottom. I think it's something that you're trying to manifest, something you're trying to bring in, and it feels a little bit like I don't know, like an all like something, and it kind of encompassing everything. It seems very round, like it balances everything out type of energy. All right, divine timing. Let's get a guidance card. The empathy card is here. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. The death card is also here. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. And the trust card, I think that's what Spirit wants to point out for divine timing. It says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I feel like, again, there's this energy of just needing to be patient as you wait for something. All right, I hope that was helpful. Divine timing says, it's taking forever. I think we all feel that, right? Like we all kind of feel like we've been waiting for something, or like there's this sense of something that's coming in. Yeah, and I just want to say, like, that's very collective again. And so, like, for you with that Seven of Pentacles, that's showing like something's ready for harvest. Like that could just be saying that you're starting to see the signs of something, right? Like you're starting to see how something is growing or something is getting closer, or the universe is sending you synchronicities to confirm that your manifestation, is on its way, right? Guys, that was the Modern Witches Tarot. The moon card on the bottom. And if you're watching on TikTok, it's in my showcase. Guys, we just recently got monetized over on TikTok, so we're still very new over there. I think this is my third live over there. Is that right? That might be a third one. I tried to do one that you guys probably don't know about because I did it by myself. It was like one of the nights where I was just like, I'm just gonna go do one. And I hit the button and people came, but literally nobody said anything. They were just super quiet. One girl sent some parts in the chat, which was super sweet, but yeah, it was like super scary. Thank you, Divine Timing. All right, I'm gonna go look for Nama because I know that it's the middle of the night over there, and I appreciate you, Nama. Moon is Virgo. She said, "Yay!" Oh my gosh, no wonder. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Nama, tell me in the chat what was it 3 and 3 for you too? I see it. Now, if you guys change your mind, you're gonna have to tell me before I start. Once I click it, I see all the people. Sylvie B, most hated Shiesty, Ariana, Bam Bam. We call my grandson Bam Bam. Mama Shark, Tabitha, Kelly, Charming Menace. We call him a menace too. We probably shouldn't do that, right? Spiritual guidance and card two. I knew you were gonna swap it up. Something told me. All right, here we go. I understand. I knew you were gonna. Like still, it's so weird. It's like I'm connecting, dialing in, baby. All right, card one, card two, card three. Bottom of the deck, more patience. Spirit is gonna give us our run for our money tonight. All right, so remember, you swapped up and you asked for card two. So we have walking away. Nama. Oh my goodness. Ooh, buddy. I feel like that's pretty easy, right? The walking away is pretty clear. Let's do some gilded tarot. All right, Nama, let's see what Spirit says you need to walk away from. I'm sure Virgo energy. All right, so Five of Cups comes out, the Nine of Pentacles comes out, and the Four of Pentacles comes out. It's super easy. Ready? Five of Pentacles is a great loss. There's despair, there's sadness here. Nine of Pentacles is about being financially independent. There's something about the bird. So, in the financially independent Nine of Pentacles, the meaning of the bird is supposed to represent that you've done everything you needed to build up your finances, and you're at the point where you can just now like send the messenger, right? Like you don't actually have to go do it. I think a lot of us are learning this right now. Like I would do a lot of things, it seemed like, whenever I felt like my finances were challenged or struggling or, stuff like that. And the lesson I'm kind of getting now, um, I do got to say, like, I have a lot of passive income out there now. But the lesson is that I don't have to do as much anymore, right? A lot more is done in meditation and in the mind than it is like physically doing stuff, right? Like we're down to 2 lives a week now. Remember when we used to live stream 5 times a week plus some, right? You guys remember that? Not that I didn't enjoy doing that, but I had to do that in order to build my platforms, right? In order to get monetized on these platforms. But now that I'm monetized, it's like I don't have to do it as much, right? It's more enjoyable now, right? Because it's not so overwhelming. So there's something about that coming with this card. It's like you've reached some level. So let's say you're scared of doing something, you're scared of walking away because of, some type of financial situation. Well, Spirit is saying here that you have the capability of having more than you need, right? Nine of Pentacles is like financial freedom, right? So it's like you have the capability of doing that, and that's without having. You've already reached a level where you don't have to like go out and do that. So I guess my question to you would be, like, have you been practicing, manifestation, law of attraction? What is it? Law of assumption is really trending right now. You know what I'm saying? Like these types of things, it's like Spirit could be saying like you already hold or like maintain, you have it, like the ability to be able to do it without like physically having to go get 5 jobs. Does that make sense? And then Four of Cups is here. I mean Four of Pentacles, sorry. So with the Four of Pentacles, it says that you need to again let something go, release something. But I think what Spirit's asking here is not necessarily like walk away from somebody or something or someplace, which may be definitely something you need to do. But I think it's more about the belief system that you're not capable of having the options or having like the financial capability. So I guess that's really like what the message is that I'm getting. All right, let's pull a Moonology for guidance. A time to give rather than take. It's new moon in Virgo. That's not going to be a coincidence. Emotions are running high. It's the super moon, and be bold and make the first move. It's the cardinal moon. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. This is one of my favorite songs. You got anybody over there, Sandra? Has anybody said hello yet? I'm not sure. I see all the hearts. That's gonna be you. I should have said something like, say hi for a free reading. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. We'll get it. We'll get it figured out eventually. Nama says, I always thought Pentacles were also about stability. It is, very much. So, I mean, it's the same thing. I use finances because that's where most people's, like thoughts are. But if like your stability, you know what I'm saying? Which I mean, wouldn't you need to feel um like if you thought you weren't financially independent, then you wouldn't feel stable, right? You wouldn't feel financially stable. Does that make sense? Porch lady, I know she's gonna say hi to us. Porch lady on TikTok, I see you. There she is. Good evening. What is your moon sign? And then tell me mine. Mine is Sagittarius. I'm trying to remember yours. Um, I can't remember honestly. Is it? I want to say it's Capricorn, but I could be so wrong. Yeah, I totally don't remember. I shared people are probably working this time over here. Yes, I understand, Vanessa. That's the hardest thing is like getting, like the right time. All the platforms will say like that it's better to do it at a different time. There's never like one specific time. Um, but then like our moderators are like everywhere, right? All over the world. So it's like, I don't, it's hard. It's hard. I definitely do the 8 o'clock because it helps me get through my life, right? And then it's like I'm able to add the live stream. And I'd say I get less sleep with that, but that's not really the case. Like it's perimenopause. I don't sleep anyway. So Noble 011175. Sherry picked 3 and 2. Dina picked 2 and 3. Diana, let's do Diana. Picks 2 and 3. Say hi to me, Diana. Yeah, it's so interesting. You got the walking away, let go, all that stuff. Um, and we were just talking, like that's the lesson that you're experiencing right now. But again, I just want to say, I think that's collective too. Like we're all learning that we have the strength to walk away from something once and for all and leave it behind, right? All right, let's do Diana's. She picks 2 and 3. So career and card number 3. With TikTok, Sandra. Oh, I gotta do yours next. Let's do yours next. But with TikTok, I have to live stream for a minimum of 30 minutes, which we've done now. But I'm on this thing where if I can do it 3 times in a week, it's 200 bucks. And that's extra. That's not including like the regular pay. Y'all, TikTok is the way. I don't know how else to express that. But last week I didn't make it. Can you believe that? And I missed out on the 200. Oh, I love you, Nama. Get some rest. Um, we did the 2 lives that were 30 minutes, and then when I went to do the third one, like something happened. It didn't count. It wasn't. I don't know. Like I wasn't. I still learning how to do all the buttons over there on TikTok, y'all. But we didn't make it. This week I'm going to make it. I swear. Notice this is Monday and we're already doing our first one. I'm getting that 200 bucks. I'm telling you. I mean, 200 bucks to do something you want to do anyway. You know what I mean? Like, come on. No, that's just like one of those challenge things. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to get it or like if everybody gets it. I don't know how that works. All right. So remind me, Diana, career 2 and card 3, right? All right, so here's 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the deck, you have 6 chakra. This is the third eye. The brow chakra, the pineal gland, they call it, right? So you could be like learning a lot right now. I feel like that's the easiest way to say that. All right, so card number 3. This is 1, 2, 3. And we're looking at career. So we have broken hearts. But something's healing. That's why we have that third chakra. The song that's playing is that Alex Warren song I like. The house, you knew the house was burning down. Uh-oh. Is there a reason I can't hear you? Um, do you hear it now? I'm not, I don't have any like, mm, is there sound now? So this whole time there wasn't any sound? No way. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, y'all. Nobody said anything in 38 minutes. I found the button. Music is a little loud. All right, is that a little better? She said, I can hear y'all too. I love y'all. All right, Diana, back to your reading. I didn't forget, I promise. I got the message as soon as I turned it over. Okay, so I think that something may have happened recently that caused some type of broken heart, some type of sadness. Maybe this could be like an ending to something. Maybe, you know, like I know you, so I know it's not your job, but I know that your job recently moved. So maybe there was like some type of sadness when you moved. I'm not really sensing that's it. I'm just trying to come up with a reason without really saying what the reason is. But this thing that made you sad, that maybe even caused you some brokenheartedness in the very recent past, I feel like you could have, like right now, you could be experiencing the third eye, the brow chakra activation. You could be receiving some type of information that's giving you knowledge as to like either how to heal from that broken heart or maybe even like the why of the broken heart. Does that make sense? So it's like something, again, caused you some type of heartache. I think it's a person, right? I just gonna throw that out there. And I think what happened is um, something's changed, right? None of us like change, but whenever like something's changed, and this is so hard because I know you, but it's like something that changed in your relationship with this person could have caused like a heartache, and you definitely could be starting to figure out like why something had to happen. I do see financial constraints, so it talks about like accountability, people like doing something they didn't plan for, right? So that could be like the why. That could be like what you're experiencing, like why you had to go through this heartbreak. I want to say that I feel that it's all of this and not something that's happening right like at this moment, because the heart has already started to mend, right? The heart has already started to mend. Oh no, it's not you. It's my fault, Sandra. It's me. The buttons are over here on this side. All right, let's do some gilded tarot. We'll get it. I'm just so glad she told us, right? Like, I should have checked. Like, I feel like I checked over for Facebook, YouTube, and then I didn't even bother over on TikTok. I just assumed. All right, so Eight of Swords comes out. It talks about breaking free from some type of self limitation, allowing something to hold you back, is what I heard. Ace of Swords is here. That's going to be that brow chakra that we saw, the third eye type of energy. I do feel like you're receiving some type of information, some type of clarity. There could also be some type of new communication where you just kind of tell someone, maybe it's just yourself, that you're not going to allow this restriction. You're not going to allow someone to hold you back anymore. And I think that's it, because Knight of Cups comes out. And Knight of Cups is that card that says you have the courage to tell someone how you feel, right? Um, Four of Wands is on the bottom. It's the 1111 card. All right, Diana, I'm going to pull guidance. The service card is here. I feel good when I can help others. Perseverance is also here. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Indecision is also here. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I want to mention my journal. No, seriously. The word gaslighting just popped into my head. So, Diana, like whatever this is about, or whoever this situation is about, I think it's really, really possible. What is it? Have mercy. Is it still super high pitch? Is there sound at all? What about now? Still, there's just me. I mean, if it's super bad, we can just turn it off. Okay, let's just turn it off. We can keep going over on the Facebook and YouTube and the whatchamacallit. I mean, we went long enough with no sound that nobody knew, and we made the 30 minutes. So let's just turn it off. All right, I'm doing it. So stressful. It's no fun. Is there an echo anywhere else? Let me know, guys. I feel like my ears are ringing all the time, so like I can't tell. There's always an echo. Is it better? No echo on YouTube. Sweet tail weave. Oh, that's okay. The music is mostly for me. I hope Porch Lady comes and joins us over on YouTube. All right, Diana. I'm sorry your reading was interrupted. I hope that it was helpful. Phantom Punk joining us on Twitch. Right now it's playing something really slow too. Phantom Punk, tonight we're doing free pick a card reading. So you pick the subject, should be able to see it on your screen, and then you pick the card number 1, 2, or 3, and 1, 2, or 3. We'll get it. I have no idea, like what that was or what. I'm sure I'll Google it. All right, ladies. Should we make a list? Should we make a list? We can make sure to get everyone. I know I seen Dina and I seen Jenna. I see Phantom Punk coming in on Twitch. She said, when you have a chance, read my comments. Well, now I can because I can just pull it up on my laptop. Sherry, thank you, Diana. Carrie Ann. She said, I had third eye financial info. I know it's going to happen. That's good. Good, good, good. Um, just like that, Vanessa. If anyone comes in and says that they would like a reading, we just announce it. Um, Michelle normally makes one for Facebook, and then we usually have like Diana and Sandra does one for YouTube. Gosh, I miss Michelle so much. She did say she was gonna get ready to have a change in her schedule. Miss Sherry, your name is similar to mine, says Taylor Weave. Sandra said it sounded like a torture session in the seance. I know that's awful. I'm glad it was muted the whole time then. At least we got the camera part figured out. Oh my goodness. I know, Vanessa. I do too. I do too. All right, so let's do Sherry. Sherry's picking numbers 3 and 2. So there's something about the song that is sticking out to me, Sherry. Something about push and pull, like a magnet. It's Ed Sheeran. Move it by accident. Oh, I'm sorry. Teller says, "Are you really a fortune teller?" No, no, not a fortune teller. Wrong channel. All right, so Sherry is picking spiritual growth and card number 2. We have card 1, we have card 2, we have card 3. Bottom of the deck, we have door to spirit. So when we see door to spirit, it says that the veil is being moved, Sherry, so that a message can get to you, right? All right, and so we're gonna pick card number 2 for Sherry. It's a broken heart card again. Again, how interesting. Cornucopia appreciation. Um, it's not what you wanted it to be. It's not turning out to what you wanted it to be. You definitely are experiencing, not trauma, but you are experiencing triggers. Um, I will say that you're somewhat grounding. Do you feel like when you first get to work, you're really grounded in yourself and you're like, I can handle this? And you get like halfway through your shift, being able to implement and integrate. But like by the end of the work day, it's like you've had enough type of energy, is what I'm getting here. All right, let's pull a little tarot. Let's get some more information. So the moon comes out. So I didn't want to say trauma, but like, is this job causing you trauma? I mean, because I want to talk about that moon card. So the moon card, I actually studied the moon card this week. And you see how this little creepiness is coming out of the water? Well, in the regular Rider Waite, the moon card, it's a wolf, a dog, and this crayfish that's coming out of the water, right? And the story goes that the crayfish never fully comes out, right? It's always like partially emerged. And it's because it's like your biggest fear, the thing that you're scared of the most. Remember, when we fully see something illuminated that we're scared of, it's like we're suddenly not as scared of it. It's not as scary anymore, right? There's usually like lack of knowledge, lack of experience, lack of wisdom, things like this that cause us fear, right? So it's like once we see the whole thing, we don't fear it so much. So it's like you're at this place, which you picked career. So I mean, you picked it as jobs. So it's like you're at this job, at this career, and you're having to face something that you just absolutely freaking fear like the most. And I mean, it's so extreme that the word trauma popped into my mind when I turned it over, but it's like, surely you're not allowing something to cause you trauma, right? Like, surely that's not what's happening. The devil card comes out. This is karmic energy, karmic cycles, karmic ties. It's also Capricorn energy. And Four of Cups is here. Four of Cups, she's literally wearing the shirt, Sherry, that says over it, over it. So, are you tying yourself down to something? Are you forcing yourself to go through some type of trauma? And then my question to that is why? Is it because did you just get this job? It's a new job and you're like, man, I need to have a, I don't know, a year's time before I go find another job? Like, if that's the case, I mean, I hope they're paying you like really, really well, right? Because life is short, right? Our life cycles are short, and you don't want to waste this life cycle doing something that's causing a broken heart. All right, let's do moonology. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse pops out. A new romantic cycle begins. And be bold and make the first move. This came out earlier. All right, I'm going to leave that there. All right, Dina. Dina, let me know that you're still hanging out with us and that you waited so very patiently. I feel like I'm always out here telling people to leave that SOB or to quit that job that doesn't appreciate them or see their worth. And that's a hard thing to do. Like, that's a hard purpose to have. But I mean, what kind of message would it be if God told us, no, you must suffer. You have to continue suffering. You have to have less. You have to go without. You know what I'm saying? There's this thing in the Bible, and I'm not trying to get like religious here or anything like that. But there's this like parable, this story. I mean, it's an actual verse. It says if he feeds the birds, right? Like if the birds eat every day, birds, okay, like with wings, feathers, little tiny brains, they don't have like a home with a roof and a bathroom and a shower. You know what I'm trying to say? If he feeds the birds every single day, Like, what makes you think that he's not going to feed you? And I know some of you are out there and you're listening to me and you're like, well, you know what, Rosa, I ran out of gas yesterday. Or I didn't have anything to eat on last Thursday. What, okay, if that happened, let me tell you right now, if you ever ran out of gas and you couldn't go somewhere, God saved you. God saved you from something awful happening, and that was God's protection. That's why you couldn't leave and go wherever you wanted to go. That's why you ran out of gas. I promise you. And if you didn't eat one day, if you 2 days even, or you're finding it like you're under, what is it called when you start to diet, lose weight, and all this fasting and stuff. When you're under your calorie, what's it called, Dina? You're gonna know. Your calorie deficit, is that what it's called? A calorie deficit. Um, y'all, I'm losing so much weight and I'm getting physically fit. It happens every single time I get out of that relationship. Like, I don't know what the heck is wrong with me that I keep going back to that same relationship. But anyway, it's happening again where I'm getting physically fit, and I'm not going out to eat 3-4 times a day. I'm not drinking soda pops all day. I'm not drinking candy or eating candy at 10 o'clock at night like a freaking moron. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a grown ass 46-year-old woman, and I definitely have a much healthier diet. I'm taking supplements. I'm exercising. I'm doing my stuff to take care of my physical body. And I promise you, I'm learning so much stuff. Like, did you know? I can't remember what book this is, so don't ask me. They all start to blur together. Just Google it. But did you know that when you fast for a period of time, and don't ask me what the time is, I don't know. I just listen to God, and when God tells me to eat, that's when I eat. But did you know that when you fast, that it goes like your body goes into certain steps, it takes certain steps and starts doing certain things, and when it starts to the point that it feels like you don't have the, it's a period, I don't know, in a fasting, I don't know what they call it, it's like a certain name, where you reach this period where now it's going to start taking like the fat cells of that are stored in your body, right, when you're fasting for a period of time. And guys, go learn about this stuff. Don't just go, oh, Rosa said fast until my fat cells start burning. No, go educate yourselves and do it properly. Okay, so did you know that those cells that it goes after, and that, I think it's called ketos, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, when you're fasted for a certain period of time, your body goes into this stage where it literally starts eating all your cancer cells. Like, it goes and takes all the cells that are damaged, and that's the part that it starts burning for fuel first. Fasting is a lot more than just losing weight. Okay, it's so much more than that. You can literally restore your entire body, your organs, everything. Y'all, there wasn't surgeons, there wasn't doctors that you just went to their office and they gave you a pill to take back in the day. Okay, the body has been able to heal itself for a long, long time. So have mercy. I don't know. I just feel like we need to see things from a different perspective. I hope that makes sense. We just need to see things from a different perspective. And life is short. Life cycles are short. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. All right. Dina says, yeah, 72 hours, the cells renewed. Thank you for the confirmation. It's in one of the books that I'm reading over here, but I couldn't tell you which one. Katie Sheehan, welcome. Watching from Wales, is that what that says? That is so cool. He says, Rosa, you got this. I do, because God's got me. All right, Dina, you're going to have to remind me, what was your, okay, so 1 is love, 2 is career, 3 is spiritual growth, And then you have to pick card 1, 2, and 3. So here's card 1, here's card 2, here's card 3. Bottom of the deck, again, we have the brow chakra. So receiving, and I gotta stop saying that. There's something else that God said to me, Spirit said to me, whatever label you need there, is that everything is within us. Everything's within us. We're like, information is not like coming down from the cosmos into our brain. That's not how it works. The information is already within us, and we receive light codes that bring activation. I think I said that right. The Twin Flame song by MGK is playing right now. It's super loud and I love it. I love that he made a Twin Flame song. MGK is going to be someone that my oldest son, I believe, listened to. Maybe my middle son. I can't remember. One of them. Um, but it was interesting to me when he came out with the Twin Flame song. Of course, it was about that actress lady he was dating, right? Um, but it was just funny because it's just like suddenly there's so many people that think they're having a twin flame journey. I don't know. Then there was that Netflix special that kind of cleared out the lot a little bit. You know what I mean? That kind of cleared out a lot of the riffraff. But yeah, whenever it's like someone popular or something, like trending picks up the term, it's like, oh my God, here we go again. All right, so 2 and 3. So we're looking at career and card number 3. You have the yin yang. Ooh, this is going to be a challenging one. I mean, not for me. It says you need to balance your masculine and feminine energies within. It is the twin flame card, the same. But this is more about if you're struggling with finances or stability or job or career, maybe something about a new job or a new career is what I heard. But something about, okay, so yin yang is all about being in the flow, being open to receive, of course, but it's really about the integration of the masculine and the feminine energies. So it's being able to stay balanced within both. So you're not like too pushy, but you're not too needy. Does that make sense? Please Stay by Benson Boone. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Beautiful Things. You knew that already. Mercy. All right, Dina, here we go. You got Ace of Pentacles, you got the King of Pentacles, you got Eight of Cups, and on the bottom, you got the Five of Wands. Five of Wands definitely says that you're going through some challenges, but remember, Five of Wands also says that you've trained or you've prepared for this situation. All right, so Ace of Pentacles coming out. That's the new job, new career I was picking up on. The King of Pentacles is like stepping up to the plate. So maybe you're too much in your feminine energy and you need to get more into your masculine energy, which is more about that protect and provide energy. Eight of Cups says that you're going to do that by walking away from something, leaving something that's keeping you stuck in feminine energy. So feminine energy is, well, it's self-care and nurturing and healing energy, of course, but it's like, I know what it is. Ready? I just got the message. Please let me get it out clearly. Wherever you're at, you're using your masculine energy too much to fight and protect something. So you need to walk away from that so that you can use your masculine energy elsewhere, like being able to provide. So in other words, you're using too much of it to protect something, and you need to be able to balance that out so that all your masculine energy isn't going to protect something. You need to be able to use some of that masculine energy to be able to provide. There, that's the message. All right, let's pull a guidance card for Dina. The happiness card comes out. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Abundance. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in the physical reality. Adversity. Remember the Five of Wands? Adversity says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. All right, I'm going to leave them there. I hope that was helpful. Dina says, makes sense. All right, let me go find that list. Ooh, what's this? Jenna. So I had a vivid dream of Twin Flame, and he was shuffling tarot cards. And he said to me, you pull the card because you're my twin flame. That is so sweet. Then I texted him and told him I had a dream about him. I definitely, the dreams have picked up. And it's so weird that you're saying that about reading tarot with you. I used to make this joke that I've dreamed about a couple of times, so I don't think it's a joke, and I like almost don't want to say it because it's like, what? I'll just say that in the last week or so, I have seen a couple different couples, which, you know, relate to the twin flame journey. Like that's the type of awakening they had, right? Reading tarot together for like live audiences. Like I've seen it a couple of times. I used to joke about that all the time. I'd say, you know, like I have a purpose, this is my purpose, and then like the person who awakened me, they have a purpose, like they have something they're supposed to be doing. And I used to joke all the time. I'd be like, you know, you're never gonna see him sitting here next to me reading tarot to you guys. Um, but yeah, like I've learned, and this journey is so weird and so almost wicked in so many weird ass ways, that I'm just not like, who asked if I was a fortune teller earlier? Like silly question. Like I'm just not going to even try to guess. You know what I mean? Like I have no idea from one day to the next with this journey. It's like the weirdest things happen, and yeah, like you just never know. So I love when you guys say stuff though, and spirit's like showing me the synchronicity. She said I didn't even look to see what number they were, so I chose well. You did. All right. Jenna, 3-3. Tail weave, 2-1. Sandra, thank you. 1-2. Missy Mine. I missed the Missy Mine. 1-1. All right, here we go, Jenna. Um, Fast Cars is on. Ooh, I'm going to do a little fortune telling. Are you ready? Where's that person? Tel Aviv. Here's some fortune telling. Are you guys ready? I'm going to predict that in the next 7 days, everyone in here watching this live right now at 116:44 will experience a connection with someone that feels almost spiritual and will give you the feeling of home. You guys know that home feeling we always talk about? And if you're wondering how I'm able to predict this, it's not because I'm a fortune teller. It's because I know how to read astrology, right? And the astrology says that in the next 7 days, we're all going to experience a spiritual connection that will make us feel like we're connected to that home feeling. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow night, guys. Love and astrology. I called it Singles Week. It definitely seems to be guided towards the singles. So yeah, that's tomorrow night, guys. All right, Jenna, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Look at him. Man holding a heart on the bottom. Man holding a heart is someone who is, it's like that perfect soulmate. It's more than a soulmate. It's like you are a part of him and he is a part of you. Man holding a heart and the energy oracle. All right, so spiritual growth, and you picked card number 3. You have financial constraints coming out. Don't get too like worried about that card. We're all dealing with financial constraints. Again, the astrology says that Uranus is moved into Taurus, and it's just causing all kinds of disruption, right? And that's for everyone. And the reason that is because we were building our financial foundation on a um, like cracked foundation or a wobbly foundation. It wasn't a firm foundation. So that's why Uranus is here to do all of this destruction. so that we can rebuild our finances on a much more firm foundation, right? So that's everybody, and that's going to be like really, really collective. But the actual, like the meaning, the true meaning of the card says that you may not have planned for something. Something unexpected could be happening that you feel like you weren't ready for, you weren't prepared for, you didn't see that coming. That's what I hear. You didn't see that coming. All right, let's see what that's about. Four of Wands, 1111. There's that firm foundation, financial security, everything I just said. Wheel of Fortune is like good luck, good fortune, things bending in your favor. It's also Sagittarius energy. And look at this, everything is fine coming out. The Chariot is on the bottom. The Chariot talks about how the win is like the victory is already yours and you're supposed to be moving quickly, right? A lot of times we see this card when we're not able to it's not that you're not able to integrate, it's that you're not realizing that you already are. In other words, like you've learned a lesson about something and you've already started to implement it into your life, but you're not giving yourself the pat on the back because you're busy focused on the things you're not doing, that you're not realizing this win is already yours, right? So that's bottom of the deck. Um, the Everything is Fine card in the Modern Witches Tarot, guys, in my TikTok showcase, by the way. But the Everything is Fine card talks about how there it looks exactly like the Ten of Swords in this tarot set. And the reason that it says everything is fine and she's looking at her phone, like scrolling through her phone while all these swords are stabbing into her, is that she's ignoring something and not paying attention to something. So you're most likely having to rebuild your financial foundation so that you could be more like stable and secure, most likely with your finances. And the reason that something is happening right now that could be like you didn't see it coming or you didn't expect it is because you were ignoring something for so long, right? Now, this isn't the Tower. So it's not like the Tower comes out and saying, oh, well, you ignored it so long that spirit had to step in and cause some type of big disruption. It's actually the opposite. So I feel like you've actually already experienced whatever that tower is, and spirit saying that you're ready to face something now. You're ready to stop ignoring something. Like it's time for this thing to bend in your favor. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's do the soul's journey for guidance for Jenna. Acceptance is here. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Patience is here. I accept that everything happens in divine order and discipline. This is it. It says, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. All right, Jenna, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. All right, Teleweed, let me know that you're still here, that you waited patiently. Genesis masculines are becoming more receptive to divination. That's very true. You want to know why? Because they experienced their mass awakening, and then they started manifesting, and they started manifesting into their physical reality very quickly. For most, it was finances, money. For others, it was like good luck. It was wins, championships, things like that. And I think that spirit allowed that for a period of time. And then when it seemed like the divine masculine was just going to continue doing the same shit that they've always been doing, um, instead of coming into alignment, it was like spirit slowed down the manifestations. Then the manifestations became harder for the masculine energy to produce, right? And that's why all of a sudden the masculine is so much more intrigued and so much more like surrendering and wanting to come into alignment, because they're seeing like how, you know, how powerful they were. For masculine energy, power is important, right? So it's like they're wanting that back. It's like they're trying to attain that. So I do feel that collectively what you're saying is very true. They are becoming more receptive to it. You're seeing a lot more male tarot readers. You're seeing a lot more male, and it doesn't have anything to do with man or female, but you're seeing a lot more masculine readers. You're seeing a lot more masculine energies being more open about their spiritual awakening journey, because they are realizing, just like the feminine, that it's their purpose to share their testimony, share their story, so that they can help others, right? So I totally agree with that statement. It's definitely becoming more and more, which is, you know, super interesting. Did we lose Tel Aviv? So Sandra is next with 1 and 2. And then we have Missy, let me know if you're still here as well. And thank you, Sandra, for trying to help me with TikTok. I promise I don't know what it's gonna take. I guess it's gonna take like a whole other camera and a whole other mic. I don't understand the why and that. It'd be super frustrating to do all that and then still have like the same issues. But I tried looking at some of their like TikTok tutorials that they have, you know, for live streaming, and they're very vague. Like there's not really a lot of information in their how-to videos. Missy May is still here. I love that. Vanessa wants to be added to the list. Yes, Vanessa, please let me know what your numbers were. Can't find my remote, so I can't change the music. I found it. Oh, I almost changed it. 1 and 3. All right, I'm not seeing fortune teller Tel Aviv, so we're gonna move on to Sandra. It's funny because like I used to be scared to do these lives because I was scared of like some smart ass person coming in here, and it's like now, how many years have we been doing this? Like now it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? I'll tell you your fortune. Vanessa says, I'm very patient. You are. It's the Capricorn. Vanessa is my new moderator too, guys. New moderator over on Facebook. I need to add you on. I think I added you on TikTok. I don't think I've done YouTube yet. I may have. I don't know. You have to be patient to be a moderator for PLR. I like that song. I'm glad I didn't change it. Okay, so I'm shuffling, Sandra, and two cards come out, action and the victory card. It could be saying that if you take action, you'll receive a victory, but I heard you already took the action, so the victory is yours. I don't know what that action was. All right, so 1 and 2. So 1 is love. Sandra is being brave. I think she's our love icebreaker. First one. I got to where I don't even ask for it anymore. I don't want to hear the smart ass replies. All right. And she's picking card number 2. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Bottom of the deck, we have appreciation. Um, I heard something. Oh man, I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff. I heard the message as soon as I turned it over, but it reminded me of a message in the OG cards. Surely Spirit didn't have me pull them out. I'm not going to look through all of those. But in the OG cards, there's a message where he said to me, if they don't see your value or they don't see your worth, then you need to walk away. You need to leave that situation. And I don't know how he worded it, but it's in the OG cards. I want to say we pulled it out pretty recently. But that's kind of what I'm getting with the appreciation. It's like they have to be able to see your worth, or you need to pull back. All right, here we go. Card number 2. You have anxiety. You're overthinking it. You're over worrying. You're overthinking. And I just seen a woman holding a heart in reverse. So you're overthinking or over worrying about some other woman, third party, something like that. So I hope that that's enough, right? I hope that that's enough that you can stop worrying about that now, right? I want you to know that I was also very worried about third party situation. My person seemed like he was going to run through the whole town when he got free from his karmic, and now he definitely has. It seems. I mean, it seems everything is seems like with this person, but it seems like he's settling down. And I mean, if that was the case, then I, would be like, congratulations. I hope it all works out. I wish you all the best and well, and all good things, right? But the reason I know that that's not the case is because there's still alcohol, there's still drugs, there's still toxic shit, right? So it's like, I know you're not healing. I know you're just faking it. I know you have a mask on for the whole town. I get it. But eventually that shit's gonna crumble. You know what I'm saying? Eventually that's just gonna fall. And the message that I keep hearing is separation is protection. And I don't want to be the person that teaches him the challenging lessons that he's about to learn or has been learning, right? And has been, because like for the last year, his whole life has been upside down and like out in the open in the public. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to be around that shit. Um I've cleaned up my shit, and I don't need, when like his shit hitting the fan, like I don't need it splashing on me. Does that make sense? Vanessa says the mask falls off. Exactly. It's so true. It does. And they can keep trying to put other masks on to cover up their shit, but it's just going to keep crumbling. It's just going to keep happening. So he may look like he's settled down, and he may look like he's actually entertaining a relationship for longer than fucking 3 weeks. I can't believe I just said that bad word. I'm so sorry. But again, the way spirit shows me is it's all looks, it's all still sadly unhealed versions, right? Sandra says separation is protection. It's very true. Very true. And you know what's sad, and I'm going to say this out loud. There's not very many of us. It's very quiet tonight. Um, I'm scared of him, so I block him. Is that awful? And I don't mean that in a like a he's never harmed me or done anything to hurt me. That's so not true. But you know what I mean. Um, Never like any type of abuse or anything like this. But I'm so scared of the pain that I know that person can cause me that I block so that I know I didn't mean to say it. I feel so bad every time. But I block so that he can't hurt me. He can't harm me. It's not good. I feel like I get in trouble about it regularly. I'm supposed to um, remember when I was at Sisters and I was like, I can't just block people out of my life. Like spirit tells me I have to be able to face these things. If I keep running from these people, then they're going to keep having some type of control over me. So I couldn't block them like normal people do. Normally you get out of a relationship, you just block and cut all ties and run. I wasn't able to do that. I had to face it. Now spirit wasn't saying face it, Rosa, and go back to that person. That's just what I did. But I was supposed to just face it, the thing I was scared of, and then just realize that it can't hurt me anymore, right? Like I'm stronger than it is, and it's not going to be able to hurt me. Um, I've always said, like, I can't have all these lessons and just live at Sisters on top of this hill in peace where there's no life, you know what I'm saying? There's no like challenges or there's no whatever. I mean, yes, it's good for healing, but I have to, after I've come to a point of, I'm not saying you ever are fully healed, but when you come to a point where you can take care of yourself, you have to take that energy and go back out into the world and then be able to integrate everything you've learned, implement it into your everyday life so you can survive regular life without having to hide in a cabin up in the woods somewhere, right? Like I have children and grandchildren. I want to be a part of their lives. Like I can't just be up here like, oh, I'm too hurt to survive daily life. Like that's ridiculous, right? So I have to be strong enough to face these people, and I have to be strong enough to live in the everyday world, right? And be able to find balance in my everyday world. But unfortunately, when it comes to my twin journey, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. So I block him, and then I don't have to worry about it. I am blocked from time to time when I have something um, smart ass to say that I shouldn't be saying. I'm a human, y'all. Like I make mistakes. I F up on a regular basis. I try not to F up that way on a regular basis, but every once in a while, not too long ago, I unblocked him just to ask him if he was happy. That was piss poor decision on my part. I had to wait the 48 hours, you know what I mean, to block it back. You know what I mean? Which I did. But yeah, I just do it because I know that that shit can hurt me, and I don't, yeah, no, thank you. But I'll know that I'm good when I can unblock it, not respond, not reply, not react in any way, and it not affect my energetic vibration. Does that make sense? Like that's when I'm really going to be patting myself on the back, right? All right, so Sandra, overthinking, over worrying, over stressing about this third party situation. And I'm kind of getting like you're a lot of times when we're in this collective energy, we're experiencing a lot of the same things. So the person that awakened me recently broke away. A lot of times when this happened, it's the divine feminine that breaks away from their karmic ties first. And then it's the masculine that breaks away from their karmic ties next. Then we go through a period of healing. Then we go through a period of union, right? That's the goal. That's the idea. Um, Again, everybody's journey is a little different, right? So for me, it was like I broke away from my karmic, but then I just turned around and got into another one. I kept the other one as a buffer so that I would be protected from this other energy as well, right? So I kept dealing with that karmic energy instead of breaking away from it. But in the meantime, the masculine, the counterpart energy broke away from his karmic, which was so surprising after, I don't know, 12 years or some craziness. Um, and I knew that there would be a period of healing after that, right? But then he just started, like, I'm telling you, he just started running through them, like freedom, like hall pass, like I don't have to hide my shit anymore, so I'm just gonna show the whole world my disability. um I'm gonna stop talking shit. I want y'all to know I get in so much trouble every time I talk shit. um but I'm just saying that most likely you've experienced that too. Like your person probably got free, and a karmic tie doesn't have, he doesn't have to be married to some person that mistreated him for 12 years. It could have been like a job or a family member, or something that he was tied to that was unhealthy and wasn't serving his greater good, right? And then he could have recently broke free from that, and it's like when he found that freedom, all of a sudden he just went gung-ho wild too, right? Mallory, welcome. But you see what I'm saying? So it definitely could be, like you're experiencing the same thing. So if you are, then I hope all of this is confirmation, Sandra, so you can let this anxiety go and you can know that there's nothing for you to worry about. The Two of Wands comes out. Two of Wands can be about expectations, but it can also say that you need to be patient. Temperance comes out as well. This is slow moving healing energy. So it's kind of what I was talking about. Like there's a healing phase happening. And guys, they do finally like wake up. Some people, I will say, may take 20 years. Who knows? I've read for some of you guys that it looks like it took a very extended amount of time. I'm praying that my person is smarter. I know he has a brain in there, and I know that deep down under all that pain, like he's intelligent and competent, and I know that he knows like that he's gonna have to heal, right? He's gonna have to face his shit. Um, it definitely could be very slow, but it's like they know. Does that make sense, Sandra? So it's like you're worrying about something and they already know they have to do this thing. They have to break away from the drugs, they have to break away from the booze, they have to break away from all the, old partners and old people. The high priestess comes out, so just big confirmation because the high priestess is an inner knowing, right? An inner knowing. Guys, I'm using the Magic of the Unicorn Tarot. These were gifted to me by Sandra. Nine of Cups is on the bottom. Nine of Cups is divine wishes being granted. All right, let's pull some numerology for guidance. Surrender to the divine is full moon. Be bold and make the first move. This came out a lot tonight. It's the cardinal moon. Emotions are running high. All right, I hope that was helpful, Sandra. I'm going to leave it right there. Mallory, we're doing a free pick a card readings tonight. You get to pick the subject, you get to pick the card number, and then I tell you the message. Sandra says, I'm working on my healing and I'm in no hurry for reconnecting, I promise. I feel like I was, but only because I was hurt. You know what I mean? And then as soon as I started healing myself and not like having to deal with that specific hurt, then I quickly did not want to reconnect at all. Again, needing to protect myself because I know he's not anywhere near healthy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Now it's just like me and spirit, and I'm totally okay with it because like spirit doesn't lie. Spirit doesn't have, you know, a list of 5 women he's sending good morning and good night texts to. Well, I mean, he does, but not in that way. You know what I'm saying? All right, where were we? I have remember we had the one. I talk a lot, you guys. Missy, Missy, let me know you're still here and you waited so patiently. I feel like we've talked enough tonight that if you were drawn in here, you now know why you were drawn in here. So I just want to say welcome, welcome to the tribe. Ah, thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Guys, don't forget. So tomorrow night I'm gonna be back and it's definitely singles week. Like I know that sounds silly, but the astrology is just saying that it's very likely singles are going to experience something. I don't know in the next, it's actually the next couple of weeks because I'm looking at the week ahead. But like this week, the last week of July, as we close out July, like I'm just saying that first couple of days of August, the astrology is extreme, extreme. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, and I'm going to explain to you why it's really like shining a spotlight on the single people. I just find it super interesting, and I think we're all going to experience something like that. Missy's still with us. I knew you were. But yeah, so that's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And then I'll be back, of course, Thursday night when we do all 12 signs. That'll be on Thursday night. Mallory, get a hold of me tomorrow. I can do, can do. But girl, just in case I forget, message me too. Message me too. All right. Let's see. Missy, 1 and 1. I don't know what the song is, but she's saying he was never mine. I think it's Paisley. The thinking man is on the bottom. So this is the energy oracle I'm using. Guys, all the cards I used tonight are over in my TikTok showcase. Links are always going to be in the description box of my YouTube videos. The thinking man is a card that talks about you have something of great value. Maybe you don't realize that it has great value. Maybe you're realizing it does have great value, but you don't know what to do with it just yet. You picked love and you picked card number 1. So here's card number 1. It's Goddess of the Moon. It says trust your intuition, which you've done all night. You did when you came in here. You did when you listened to me jibber jabber. You did when you didn't leave. And if you did leave, you came back. So all night you've been listening to your intuition. And all night you've been listening to me talk about a very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. I don't say this so much anymore in my lives, but I used to when I first started. I used to say, I'm doing this live for one person. Like spirit has been all about organic growth. I can't just go out and pay for like TikTok promotions or like Facebook ads or YouTube promotions. I have to like advertise my own videos, and then I have to rely on what spirit calls organic growth. And that, I mean, I will say that the organic growth does bring me a very reasonable paycheck with the very small platforms we have. Organic growth means that the people watch more and they watch for longer periods of time because they're invested. It's something they want to know about. And on my channel, I'm on my platforms, I'm talking about a very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. So I just feel like that's why you were called in here. That's why the things I'm saying are like kind of pulling at your heartstrings. That's why you stayed and you waited for your reading, because you are following your intuition. You do hear the little voice. And I just want to point out, it may not, the voice may not always be like, we get messages from spirit or source or God or whatever label you need to put there to feel comfortable. But we also get messages like from our ancestors. And then we also get telepathic messages from people that we have these types of soul connections with, right? So not only are you hearing your higher self and you're following like your own guts and your own intuition, but you could also be experiencing some telepathy. So if you are, I hope that, again, me just coming out and telling you this, with not very much information, is enough confirmation for you to ease the mind, right? Let's use the Gilded Tarot. Thank you, Mallory. I think I'm gonna wrap it up with Missy. That should be the last one, guys. Thank you guys for coming in here and hanging out with me. Moderator ladies for helping with the list. TikTok, I don't know. We'll get it. We'll get it figured out eventually. All right, Missy, let's see. Two of Wands, a very important decision to make, but it's also talking about expectations. And if you see there's a deer in between the two wands, it says that you need to trust yourself, trust the choices that you're making, trust the path that you're on. Four of Wands is 1111. It's a big twin flame clue card. It talks about firm foundation. If you're having this type of awakening, and I feel like you are, and that's why Spirit drew you here, you built your foundation on lies, right? Things that were not true. And then when you have spiritual awakening, it's like you find truth, and you have to rebuild your foundation. There's something about the child is sticking out to me. And then let's do one more. The Magician is here. As above, so below. But this is more about the tables are turning. The tables are turning. That's what I heard. Bottom of the deck is Nine of Pentacles. Again, if you are having this specific type of spiritual awakening journey, which again, I believe you are going, the first thing Spirit puts, like the first lesson we receive. I mean, first we have dark night of the soul, and we have to learn about self-care and worth and healing and all that kind of stuff. And I think you're kind of past that. Once we start, like once we've surrendered to our journey, the first thing that Spirit has us focus on is financial independence. Financial independence, because Spirit is going to pull you away from everything and everyone as you purify. And look at that, the High Priestess. You could definitely have anyway. So you definitely could be going through like a purification stage, and Spirit's making you focus on your finances, which means budgeting, paying off debt, all that kind of stuff. And then you're also like following purpose. which is using your creativity in some way, which will also bring you, like for me, monetized on 3 of the 4 platforms. So that's how you get your financial independence. And I'm not saying you're going to do it this way. I'm just saying that you'll follow your purpose and monetize yourself some way in that particular area, right? All right, let's pull guidance card. The courage card comes out. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. Don't be hard on yourself, especially about like the obsessive thinking or even the communication in the mind. um, Try to meditate and come from the head space. Try to pull your energy down into the heart space. That's actually where telepathy is happening. But when it's happening, we get so fearful and confused and all this kind of stuff that we could start like obsessively thinking and worrying and that kind of stuff. All right, change is also here. It says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Envy is on the bottom. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in, hanging out. Yes, Vanessa, thank you for helping on Facebook. Oh, no, I'm wrapping up with Vanessa. I'll stop. I'll get it together. Why am I trying to skip Vanessa tonight? What is that about? All right, Vanessa, give me 2 numbers. I almost did it too. Actually, seen Sandra. I seen Sandra's post that said, "Don't forget Vanessa." I'm so glad I seen it. Who was it? I don't know. It's happened a couple of times. Like I missed Amanda's the other day. I want to say I missed Divine Timings the other day. All right, Vanessa, I got you. I got you. Give me 2 numbers. 2 numbers. Thank you. Thank you, Missy. If it resonates, pulls out your heartstrings, make sure to hit that sub button for me. All right, 1 and 3. So we're looking at love. The Alex Warren song Ordinary is on. It's one of my newest favorite songs. Have you guys heard it? Alex Warren Ordinary. I've used it on a couple shorts. Okay, so while I was shuffling, Vanessa, the strategy card flew out. So there could be something about journaling or planning or reading through an old journal. All right, bottom of the deck, you have patience. I do see the clock, so it's going to have something to do with divine timing. And you picked card number 3. So we're looking at love was the first category. And card number 3, you have envy in reverse. So envy upside right says you want something that someone else has. Envy in reverse could mean that you have found gratitude, but I feel like Spirit would have just given us the gratitude card. I think that for some reason you were envious of something previously. Like there was something someone had that you thought you wanted. And I think that you recently realized you didn't want that thing after all. Like maybe they didn't have it so good after all. Something like that. All right, let's pull some tarot. It's going to be card number 20. So yeah, like you thought you wanted something from someone, or you thought you wanted something that someone had, and it's like something's happened recently and you're like, yeah, I don't want that anymore. 3 of Pentacles is here, the Moon card is here, and 9 of Cups is here. Maybe it's a person. Maybe you thought you wanted a person, or you thought you had to have a person in order to do something. Because I picked the Gilded Tarot, and in the Gilded Tarot, the Three of Pentacles, which normally shows the three people in the church working together, he's by himself in the Gilded Tarot. So it's like maybe you thought you wanted someone to work with you, but like the moon is here, so you're facing like your biggest fears, you're healing your traumas, and you're realizing that you don't need anybody else to get the things that you want, right? Nine of Cups, super easy. Ace of Swords is on the bottom. This could be all new clarity. It could even be a conversation that you're having with someone. All right, Moonology for guidance for Vanessa. Your commitment is being tested. It's the first quarter moon. What are you committed to? Who are you committed to? Where does your commitment and your loyalties go? I would ask myself that. Show the world the real you. It's full moon in Aquarius, and a new romantic cycle begins. It's new moon in Libra. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for being. She said, I am so patient. You are. You are so patient. It's the Capricorn. My mom was a Capricorn. It's funny though because I can't remember her moon sign right offhand, but she was the most impatient, right? Like she struggled. I just yawned. Big confirmation. But she struggled for a long time with her patience. It wasn't until like in her last days or months when I feel like she should have been, more persistent, that she was more chill and laid back. It's weird. It's just the opposite, but yeah, it's gonna be the Capricorn. That's what makes you so patient. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so very much. I can't wait till we can get the TikTok to work properly. It's probably going to take a lot more equipment. I'm just going to have to get it together and start pulling it out, right? I don't know from where, but eventually I'll get it. Vanessa says it took me to have kids to be patient. Yes. I think it took me to have grandkids to be patient. All right, guys. I love y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you ladies so very, very, very much. I'm always, always sending you all the love, and you no longer need me to send the light because you are the light. I love you guys, and I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Thanks.